What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and this episode of Jumps and Spots is brought to you guys by Mountain Dew. You can unlock custom in-game rewards for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at FuelUpForBattle.com, so make sure you guys check it out. But anyway, today, we are going to be taking a look at the map Detroit, baby. This is a great map, definitely one of the most popular ones. Usually when this thing is up for voting, people will choose to play it. And I've got quite a few good spots for you guys I think you guys will find very useful. Now, starting off over here, this spot, over here on the top spawn. One thing you'll notice on this map is a lot of the vehicles, like these Humvees, there's some ambulances over there on the side and over in this alleyway and stuff. You can see through them and under them, and you have to use that to your advantage. So like this one right here, if you want to see that to that back spawn, if somebody's back there, rather than coming around like this, you can just drop down and shoot them like that, which is nice. Now this spot right here is even better. Check this out. It's really good for search and destroy, or really anytime you're trying to like hold down the spawn, you know, maybe there's a hard point right here or something. If you back up in the corner, you can see down this entire middle alley. You see somebody, pop up and shoot them. Boom, easy peasy, you got them. You can also see over into this building over here where if you want to, you can pop up and shoot them. And if you think you're getting flanked, you can turn and look back here and check that out. You can also see back there and see if somebody runs by. So, yeah, this is just a pretty cool little spot that's good in certain situations. Now, moving on back here, this truck is not necessarily good for you know, cover and stuff. I mean, I guess you can kind of use it as, you know, cover and be able to, you know, get the jump on enemies when you're trying to flank. But what I like to use it for is calling in kill streaks. It's great. When your team, like, spawns over here, I'll just run in here, I'll jump in, I'll call in my kill streaks, and oftentimes the spawns, you know, kind of move around quite a bit on this map. I'll wake back up from my score streak, and there'll be enemies all around me. It's kind of a fun little deal. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. But keep in mind, they can see you if they come back to the back of the truck. So it's not an ultimate spot, but it is pretty good. Now, moving on this way through the school. Not really a lot here in the school. If you happen to be, you know, flanking, if you're spawning over here and you're flanking this way, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll hop out here and then hop just like this. This is a great little spot for you to be able to take people out up there, back there, next to these Humvees, you know, as they're spawning and stuff, so that's not too bad. There's also a really good spot over here if you're pushing this way. This right here is one of the most powerful spots on this map, so make sure you guys use this to your advantage. You can even kind of crouch down and kind of, you know, look through this if you want to be a little bit sneakier. Maybe you're in a 1v1 or something. Moving on over here, this big divider back here is actually really useful. So if I'm back here and I'm trying to flank the enemies, whether I'm trying to go this way or this way, I'll use it both ways. So if I'm trying to flank back this way, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just hop up here and just get a quick peek. Oops, I kind of missed it. All right, come on, Trev. You're failing now. I'll hop up here and just get a quick peek as to what's going on. You'll be able to take some people out coming down this middle road. You are really exposed, so you got to be careful. But then you can just kind of like drop down and you know, kind of dash away, which is nice. Now, going the other way, if I'm trying to push this way, what I'll do is I'll hop up here just like this. And boom, again, you can kind of, you know, sit back and slowly peek around, be able to see what's going on this street before you continue on with your flank. It's a good way to maybe pick up a couple of kills if you have like an assault rifle, or just to see, you know, where the enemies are spawning and coming from and stuff like that. Now, in here, this fighting can be really frustrating. When I first started playing the game, like when it first came out, I was always frustrated because I'd come around this corner and there'll be people, you know, sitting like this or sitting on this or whatever. It was really tough to be able to take control of this area. But then I learned ambulances, drop down. Just stop, drop, and roll, baby. Just drop down there and look at that. You can see what's going on. So yeah, if you're coming from this way, you think there might be somebody in that corner, you can kind of clear this area first. You're good to go. Drop down. You can see as people come up those steps. You can see people that might be over in this corner. And now you know you're good to go, which is nice. And it works the same way the other way too. Like come over here, get in this corner, drop down, make sure nobody's there. Come around. Nobody's coming through that doorway. Nobody's coming through that doorway. Boom, you're good to go. That's nice. Now, this spot here, I'm sure you guys know about it. When you're coming from this spawn, you're trying to push up in here. This is, again, one of the more popular, you know, spots and one of the most powerful spots in the game. You can't shoot through this at all, so only your head's going to be peeking out, which is nice. Over here, here's another Humvee that you can look under or, you know, kind of through, I guess, that's really good. So if people are going to be coming from this way, like sometimes you're playing like momentum or something. There's a momentum spot right here, and you're trying to keep people from running through this. So you can kind of look through here. You can look around it, or you can drop down and check this out. You can see that entire doorway as well as people coming down those stairs over there through the parking garage, which is pretty powerful. So yeah, this is an amazing spot. Now, moving on, right here, this thing's actually pretty useful. I'll hop up on this quite a bit, especially in like search and destroy if I've got like a sniper off the spawn or something like that, or just if I want to see what's going on in the middle of the map. Rather than running up like this and kind of not having any cover, what you can do is just hop up right like this. You've got complete cover, and then you can kind of peek around and just see what's up, which is nice. This spot is also kind of a good counter spot to that one I showed you guys earlier on the stairs right there. So make sure you guys check that thing out. Now, moving on over here, this ambulance is another one you can look underneath. So if you're coming from this way, you think people are going to be coming around that corner, take them out like that. Same way goes for the opposite direction. If you're pushing from this side and you're trying to push the enemy team spawn, I don't like running through this building since it's so high traffic. So what I'll do is I'll oftentimes sit like this, make sure nobody's coming. You can hop up. What the heck? I'm getting blocked. You can hop up and get up on top of this thing. And then sometimes I'll come through this window because that takes people by surprise. So, yeah, that's pretty good. This spot's also pretty good as well. You can come up like this, make sure nobody's there. And then if you come across like this is another really powerful little spot where you're only showing your head, which is your ideal situation. Now, one I almost forgot is actually these orange barrels right here. These things are really useful. So again, sometimes they're like, headquarters or not headquarters. I mean, momentum points or, whatever. If the enemy team is spawning in the parking garage, they're coming out this way. Rather than sitting like this, which is what a lot of people do, if you hop up on these things, drop down, oops. It's kind of hard to get into because you can't just mantle up on top of them. But once you're up here, this is a perfect spot. Drop down for cover, hop up to shoot people. Really, really good. You can do it over here as well on these. Just kind of hop down like this, and boom. Again, you got a nice little spot here to be able to cover people. Now, anyway, moving on, our last kind of little thing is in the middle part of the building, and I'm really, really fond of this one. So this thing right here is super popular. There are domination points, hard point points, all kinds of stuff in here. I think there's a momentum point in here. It's just it's like this central area of the map. So you will always find people in here. One thing you guys can do is throw grenades through this. I use that all the time, or I guess launch grenades technically. So yeah, if there's somebody in there, you don't want to come in and try to go on have a gunfight with them, just throw a grenade in there or throw a stun in there or whatever it is, and then come through the doorway and you should be able to take them out, which is nice. Now, another thing I want to show you guys, if there are people in there, oftentimes, if you're spawning in the middle of the map, you want to try to take them out, so you're sitting like this. And this is a horrible spot. You can be seen from that ambulance. You can be seen from that. You can be seen from the stairway. You can be seen from in there, from all over the place. Right here, you are very, very vulnerable. What I like to do is I'll come back here, hop up on this stretcher, and look at this. This pane of glass is knocked out. So you aren't shooting through anything here. It's just a straight shot into that same view that you had already. So say that, somebody's holding down that hard point or that dom flag or whatever it is. Just come back here, hop up, and boom, you've got a perfect little line of sight on them that they won't see you back there. We'll show it from their perspective. They're going to be thinking somebody's going to be right here. They're not going to be looking all the way back there. It's going to take them by surprise. So yeah, that's a pretty solid spot. But anyway, there you guys have it. That's pretty much all I have for Detroit. There's not really too much there. But there are a few good spots that I think if you guys put into your game, you should have a better time when you're playing this map. So make sure you guys check that out. Oh, another thing, if you're flanking back this way, this is another little Humvee you can look through. Peek through these windows, see where the enemies are. Come over the hood. This is a nice little spot where you have a lot of cover. But anyway, yeah, there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know which map you guys want to see next in Jumps and Spots. And I will catch you guys later. Check out my YouTube screen if you haven't seen yet. Peace out, guys.